Elinekelo. Hope. A challenging thing to see when the path is unclear and winding. The last few years have tested our resolve, our resilience, challenging us to look for new opportunities in new directions and to adapt to new systems, new ways of thinking, and new ways of being. My commercial figurines have grown, and it's time for us to travel the world. Or at least my own backyard, the ancient Namib Desert. I'm stopping over at Wolwedans, a lodge that innovated to survive during the lockdowns and beyond. This reminds me of wise words from Jackson.
Lockdown was difficult for many of us, but I would say that myself, I was more busy. I've recorded more material, I've released more videos during that time. When people are down, they create more because there's so much to say.
COVID and the lockdowns were difficult for me too. I'm still finding my way, even today. I believe that art can transport you into another realm, and that artists guide us to places of empathy. In that spirit, I'm joining Jonathan, who guides travelers through the desert landscape. What was your experience of not having any guests to guide during COVID-19?
You feel like you are in a tunnel, which is dark and you can't see any light. It was difficult for me to get another job outside, and I almost gave up. But at the end of the day, you need bread on the table. There is nothing specific job that you should be shy of doing. It's a matter of who is going to see the light at the end of the tunnel.
What did it feel like then when tourists began to come back?
Tourists are like an oxygen. So with us in the tourism sector, it's like you are in the hospital and you need an oxygen mask. So when you see the guest coming, it's like, wow, so I can still breathe.
Audiences, art exhibitions, public gatherings. That's my oxygen. And it has been difficult without them.
Like many other people, I also realized that life is only now, how fleeting this experience is, what a privilege and honor it is to be able to breathe normally. On account of that, the dreams that have been shelved, those need to be dusted off immediately.
Inspired by Denver, I'm taking a moment of gratitude. I'm still here. Wasn't that what Adriano said to me?
I've realized during recovering from COVID, just be thankful, be mindful of how people feel, but also create a safe space for them to be able to express themselves. And I think the importance of that starts with realizing that everybody's been affected by this pandemic.
Leadership during the COVID crisis was essential, so I'm meeting Stefan to find out how he is future-proofing Wolwedans.
One thing I think we all learned in COVID is that you really have to put your eggs into different baskets. And there's this German saying, Schuster bleibe bei deinen Leisten, which means, do one thing and do it good and really put all your focus on that. And as much as that holds true in a pre-COVID world, it would not have helped us anything. We would have been knocked down like everybody else. So I think that was for me one of the big takes of COVID. In order to be more resilient, you need to spread out.
Is there anything else you could add in terms of the way forward? What do you see as the future?
Well, I see, really as the future that business needs to stop just being focused on profit. It's not sustainable. The world is in a very sad state, and unless we change that, our children will have a pretty miserable time out here. And my hope is that the consumer, because that's ultimately what's going to bring the paradigm shift, is that the consumer is going to change so much that you as a lodge operator just have to adapt to what, a future generation of travelers wants. What happens in this facility? Be more conscious where you are, travel with purpose, and get involved and really immerse yourself in a destination and not just go there for one night, then rush on to the next destination. It's perfect, right? So you now have reduced the problem by 80%. Well done.
The future is clearly a wide open field where the adventurous will have to tread their own path to achieve success. A stark difference from the old scary times, as Kulan summarized well.
Hello, can you please stand over there for me and remove your mask and then smile?
What words would you use to describe 2020 so far?
Fucked up. Literally, that would be the first thing that comes to mind. And then I would secondly say it was really a time of reflection.
In order to walk forward, you need to know where you're coming from.
So the future for me, I think, because we saw how unpredictable life is, and because life doesn't stop just because a virus decides to take over the world, it reminded me that the future is completely unpredictable, and whatever happens is what you make happen.
As Lisa said, I need to make things happen. So I'm meeting Cecilia, the happiness coordinator at Wolwedans, to help me find my happiness, aka an art exhibition.
Happiness is something that you get yourself into, something permanent that you have within yourself. It comes down to how do you look at yourself, first of all? What makes you happy? What is it that really drives you? What is it that really pushes you?
How important are the arts in achieving happiness?
In art, you find something that will just rejuvenate yourself, something that will just bring you into a space where just a little difference, a little smile. If you listen to a song, for instance, you're able to listen to a message in that song and just relate to it. It connects to you. It already sparks happiness in your life. It brings your mind to a realization and an appreciation of people just in general.
Please come in! You all turn trash into treasure. I turn trash into art a little bit. I find small little pieces as I walk along and I apply them to these little figurines. What do you see? What does it evoke in you? Because that's what art is about, right? There was so much uncertainty over the last couple of years. Who knows what the future holds? Right now, I do know that I want more of this. Here's to more art exhibitions and more visitors. I'm so happy right now. So long, my friend.